Welcome to Porsha's Queen, the podcast. I'm here today with James Nicolis Jr. He is the owner of CTC, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to do a more in-depth introduction of yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Okay?
My name is James Nicolis Jr. I am the owner of CTC, which stands for Change the Conversation. More people can tell you about Taylor Swift and Kendrick Lamar than they can tell you about how finances work. And we aim to walk in and have a conversation that can break generational curses in the family and just uplift people, motivate and hopefully get you to a point where you look at your faith and your finances and are able to put them in the same basket.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
And I actually met you while you were out on an event. It was the entrepreneur experience in San Francisco.
Yes.
And one of the things that caught my eye is, one, you were trying to get me to sign up for insurance.
I was.
And you were doing a good job at that, but I did a better job at securing you onto my show, right?
Yes. Yes.
So one of the things that I enjoyed was how transparent you have been about your journey with getting into finances, right? And the other thing that really caught my eye is that you were out there with your wife doing it.
Yes.
Right?
We were.
And it's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic, right? Yeah. To have two entrepreneurs in the paint doing the thing, right? And just give me if you could just give me a quick synopsis on what got you into finances.
So what got us into, can I say what got us into entrepreneurship and then how it?
Of course.
Okay.
However
cool.
you want to take it.
So what got us into entrepreneurship was my mother actually passed away. I used to work at a trauma center. So I did that for years and years and years. She passed away from a brain aneurysm very, very suddenly. And when that happened, I realized that life is too short to work for someone else for the rest of your life. Yeah. And she had actually taken the plunge before me. And when we got back from the funeral, I turned to her in the car and I said, yeah, so I'm quitting. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, it's too short. And the day I walked in from the funeral, I pulled my manager aside and I said, hey, I'm not coming back. And that was the beginning of us getting into just being entrepreneurs. And so we haven't had a 9-to-5 in about going on 7 years now. And it's funny, what got us into finances was her friend messaged her and said, do me a favor. And I, being a man and I say this all the time, women see things that men can't see.
Absolutely.
And so many times
we're just creative that
yes,
way.
You guys,
by God himself,
100%, right? You guys have the stirring in your spirit, and you live with an open mind, so that God can hand you blessings.
Absolutely.
Men make the mistakes of they're so busy guarding the gates. A lot of the times they keep their blessings from the gates.
Absolutely.
Therefore, keeping the blessings from their families. And she brought it to me. I, like a typical man, what is it? Why? Why are we going there? Are they
How's
trying
that going to work? Is it a scam?
Is it a scam? Are they going to try to sell us something? And she said, you know what? I don't know what it is, but I'm going to support my friend. And you're coming. And she dragged me to a meeting. And from that day on, it was blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. So if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't even be sitting here right now.
Okay. And and I feel like you have had a pretty versatile career.
Yeah.
And like even outside of what you're doing currently.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that as well, because you're a singer.
I am.
You are a content creator.
I am.
You've had and then what type of business were you working in before you went into entrepreneurship?
My background is a singer-songwriter. So I've been on BET, I've been on MTV.
Yes.
Substantial
career.
Yeah, a lot of my friends are signed with Empire. A lot of them write songs for Disney and Netflix and all these other things. I was a personal trainer. I had my own business doing that. I got into social media marketing. We've been influencers for, oh my gosh, Champ Sports, Nike, Got Milk, like you name it, Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah.
We've done a lot in the
done a lot. And you're young.
Yeah, we've done a lot in the entrepreneur. Well, it's not us, it's God.
Yeah.
Right? He definitely has been guiding us when it comes to what we do. I've never believed in just dipping a toe in. If I'm jumping, it's cannonball.
All the way in.
All the way in.
Yeah.
If you, I think Joe Namath, he's a famous football player. He said, if you're not going to go all the way, why go at all? So anytime we start something new, it's not, oh, let's see what happens. And we are ramming through the front door.
I love that.
So we're going to ride till the wheels fall off. And if it's in his will, he'll touch it. If it's not, he'll show me and we can course correct.
And course correct.
Yeah.
There's always course correction.
Yeah.
As long as you keep your eyes open
100%.
and you try not to grab it and hold on to something that isn't fitting, right?
Yes.
So, and I feel like a lot of us do that even with work, right? We hold on to our jobs even though we're almost getting pushed out of the industry, right? We're having a hard time at work. We're struggling. We're not making ends meet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But we hold on to it because it's our status. We hold on to it because we're afraid.
Yeah.
We hold on to it and try to control it, right? And something that's great that you do, that you just shared that you do is you don't hold on to rings that aren't fitting for you.
No.
But when you do go in, you go all the way in.
You know, this is kind of the problem that I see with so many people, parents, business owners, doesn't really matter where it is. Indecision is a decision. Indecision is a decision.
It's a decision.
It's a decision for you to sit there
and
not do anything. And most people don't understand that you're wasting so much time holding on, to your point, to something that you know is not serving you. It's not serving your kids. It's not serving your wife or your husband. And you see that you're heading towards a brick wall, but you won't get off.
Yeah.
It's the indecision.
Until we get pushed out.
Until you get pushed out. And then it's, Lord, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you help me with this?
Signs. I made it hard for you. I did these things.
I find that it's not that God's not answering you. It's that he answered and you didn't like the answer.
You didn't like the answer,
You're like, he spoke to you. Yeah. You just were on next. Give me something else. I don't want to do that. I don't want it to be hard. I want it to be my way.
I want it to go as easy as I can and the way that I want it to go at the time that I want it to go.
That's not how it works.
And it's not. Yeah.
Like God just doesn't work that way. I wish I could tell you he did. He doesn't.
Yeah. Well, that's really good. I mean, I've also been an entrepreneur, full-time entrepreneur. God has carried me for 3 years straight with no job or position, right?
Love it.
I made a decision because, obviously I had to course correct and do something that is, and make that adjustment because I also got to clinch in an industry, though, that was, I prevailed in, but then it got hard, right? So it was that release. And then I have to make a decision like, do I go back into a 9-to-5 and so I can do what I'm being told to do, which is this podcast.
I love that.
Right? Yeah. Even though I feel like I cannot podcast. I don't like to talk to people. I don't even like talking on camera.
Yeah.
I don't even like my voice.
Lies, everyone. Lies. But,
when you keep getting shown something, you gotta go for that thing, right? And I felt like it was a tool for me to use, and it is a tool, right? So tell me more about how you navigate it from going from being two entrepreneurs, with no one with that what do we call it? The safety net.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to, kind of what we do, you have to understand that it's not about the comfort, right? Because comfort will kill your dreams, right? And I tell people who come to me and they ask me the same question, like, how did you guys do it? Was it all sunshine and rainbows? No.
Doubt that. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. If you want to be an entrepreneur, it's not sunshine and rainbows, right? But understanding, here's the thing. You can have a 9 to 5 while building something for your family.
Yes.
People they think they have to have all or nothing.
Yeah.
And so they'll give 40 years of their life away to a company and walk away literally owning nothing. But when it comes to, hey, you can do this for yourself, but that seems hard.
Yeah.
Right? It's risky. Well, everything's risky.
You are going to judge me.
You can drive out your house and go to your job today and get hit by a car.
That's true.
Everything is risky. Right? And there's a quote that I love by I think it's Marcus Aurelius. He was one of the great Roman he's one of the Caesars, right? And he said that everything we hear is not fact. It's just an opinion. And everything we see is not the truth. It's just a perspective.
I like that.
Right? And so when it comes to life, we think things are going to be harder than they are.
Yeah.
Right. So fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. Because you jump and you're like, man, I could have jumped 3 years ago. I could have done this 3 years ago. Why was I so scared? And to your point, what will they say about me?
Yeah.
What will my mom say? What if I fail? Fail forward.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at people who don't have the life you want, I always tell this to my team. We have 200 people across 19 different states. Stop taking advice from people who don't have the life you want.
Absolutely.
Point blank, period. Right? And I get that you sound like a crazy person. If you go to them and say, I can be a millionaire, I can be a podcaster, I can do this, and that's not their reality.
Right.
They've never seen these things. You're asking them to believe in miracles.
Yeah, that's true.
And from their perspective, it's impossible for you to do these things. It's insane.
Insanity.
It's not supposed to make sense to them. Right? If you want to be exceptional, you are by definition the exception.
Ooh, say that again.
If you want to be exceptional, you are by definition the exception. It's not supposed to make sense to the 99%. It's
not.
It's only supposed to make sense to the people that you are looking up to as your mentors. Right. And most people listen to people that are closest to their circle instead of listening to people that are closest to your goal.
Ooh.
Mom and dad don't know. Uncle and auntie don't know. Your friends don't know. That guy up there that you might not necessarily know yet, he's the closest to your goal.
Right.
Listen to him.
Yeah.
Because he can show you a roadmap on action, how to get there step by step by step by step. And when we started doing that, we just tuned everybody out who wasn't. We are not glass half empty people here. We are glass half full people. And everything we do is on scripture. Yeah. When it comes to our business, we use it as a ministry. And something that we live and die by is Proverbs 13:22, right? A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And we're not just talking about finances. That's a big portion of it, right?
Everything is.
But mindset is an inheritance.
For sure.
Right? Handing them the gift of Jesus Christ and what he did for you is a mindset, right? Or is a gift to give to them. So we're not just talking about money, but God mentions money 2,350 times in the Bible.
He wants you to have it. He wants the riches for his kingdom.
Thank you.
And that's one of the things that I noticed that, as a church goer, right? And I have friends that are pastors and all sort of things.
I'm a PK.
Right? Yeah. Okay. I knew you were a PK.
I'm a PK.
So I have a lot of PK friends, right? Yep. So with that being said, the ones who truly understand the foundation know that they can open their hand and be thankful for what they receive.
Correct.
It's the ones that are in the audience, right? That have a hard time saying that, oh, God is not money. God is not this. That's if you would do it for free, right? But what it is you're supposed to do things that you would do for free.
Yes.
And let God give you and sustain you and to hold you.
Yes.
With being able to provide. You're rejecting him almost, essentially.
Yeah. I you know what? I had a conversation with someone who's been following us for a while. We've only been doing this for 2 years, and we've been able to do a lot. And he kept telling me, man, I hear you, but I'm chasing my passion right now, or I'm trying to find my passion. And this is my issue with this, because I used to be that guy. Stop looking for passion and start looking for purpose.
Absolutely.
Stop looking for passion, start looking for purpose. Yeah. And because your passion is selfish. Your passion is and that's why it's my passion. Yeah. That's for you. Your purpose is for the world. Yeah. Your purpose can touch everybody. And here's the fun kind of kicker of it. Once you find a purpose, you'll become passionate about your purpose.
Because you're doing what fulfills and and you're getting taken care of to do the thing that you were brought here to do. Yes. And I think that a lot of us resist the hardest, the thing that we were brought here to do. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. Insurance isn't sexy.
It's not. I was like, I didn't say I want to sell insurance when I grow up.
I come from that world. I come from the world of literally entertainer. Yeah. Out all night at the studio till 5 a.m. I was literally Grammy parties. I come from that world. And one day I woke up and I said, there's got to be more to life than this. Yeah. Right? It can't just be all, because I just started to elevate. And as you elevate, God edits people out of your life of lesser value. Yeah. And it can hurt because you're trying to hold on to people that really aren't adding anything to you. That's true. And it can be difficult. But that's my circle. Yeah. Yeah. But if you have 1 million friends and everybody loves you and it's always high fives, it's not a sign that you're popular. It's a sign that you're careless. And in the Bible, it says you're like a city without walls, because you let anybody come in. Anybody can come in and be in your energy, around your family, around your kids. That's true. And when they leave, usually people, if you just let anybody in, eventually someone steals from you.
Yeah, they take it single time.
They take. So I started building walls and and actually seeing who we let in. Absolutely. And when you start doing that, people say, oh, you got walls up. Yeah. Who you think you are talking about? Baby. It's called boundaries. It's called boundaries. Healthy boundaries is good. And people said you changed. And people say you've changed because they don't know how to say you've grown.
That's a word.
People say you've changed because they don't know how to say you've grown. They don't know how to say that to you. They don't know what to do with it.
They don't know how to penetrate anymore. You know?
You're showing up as a stranger.
And they see it before you see it.
Yes. And they're like, I don't understand. I don't know this person that's driving towards something.
And they try to remind you of where you came from first. And that's when you know you're changing.
Yes.
The more you get reminded of
who you used to be
and how you used to be and what we used to be doing and why you acting and acting. What? I just showed up today. I had a smile on my face today. Yep. I'm not complaining today. I found joy today. Yes. You know, they got a problem with that.
Joyous. Yes. Yeah. It's I won't even say it's sad. It's just you understanding that this is the price you have to pay. This is the sacrifice that you have to give up to get to the life you want. Yeah. And too many people want to stay the same person. They want an above average income. They want an above average house. They want to live in an above average neighborhood. They want an above average kids, but they don't want to become an above average person.
No, drop it in my lap. I deserve it. Right? I asked for it too.
Lord, hey, I'm here.
I asked for it.
You know, I'm still watching Netflix. Bridgerton's on, but I'm sure he'll be here.
That lotto. Where's that?
They just think it'll show up. Playing. They just think it'll show up. And I say it all the time. God doesn't show up with a bag of money. He shows up with a bag of tools. And he says, here's the tools. You build the house. You build the life. I'm not going to just, I'm not a genie. Right. And a lot of people use, I call it a vending machine God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put a prayer in, get a miracle.
Where's that?
Right?
I want it
but
right
I
now.
prayed
Shake
for
the
it.
machine.
And here's the thing. You only pray when you want something.
You only pray when you want something. He don't hear that.
Exactly.
Why would he keep listening to you?
Exactly.
He's going to provide for you and shelter you as long as you believe.
Exactly.
But he is not going to go above and beyond.
He's not
for
a vending
those who is
machine.
Not,
Jesus is not a vending machine.
no, you
Right?
can't just put it in. What he's going to do is actually, when you pray for things, he's going to give you experiences and hardships and all the things so you know how to be better.
Yes.
And to equip yourself better to
Yes.
deal with those things. He's
Yes.
going to put people in your path.
Yes.
Like you. You're a person to help people in their path on their financial journey.
Yes.
You talking about getting rich? Well, this is the man you talk to.
I try.
Yeah.
Like, it's in our communities, finances it's so swept under the rug.
For sure.
And
Black and brown, for
Black,
the most part.
brown, it really runs the gambit because I have a team who are Asian, Latino, Black, all purple, yellow, alien, blah, 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 blah.
There's some,
right?
I mean, and there's also Caucasian people that don't know anything about finances
100%.
but they are better set off from the beginning.
And it comes to, like I said, breaking generational curses and understanding that there are some things that we just don't know. So if I was to ask you how many sides of a coin are there, what would you tell me?
Most people going to say 2. And I say how many times you flip it.
I like that. So there's 3.
Okay.
There's heads, there's tails, and then there's the edge.
Okay.
If you stand a coin up,
It's there.
it's on the edge, and you can only make a well-informed, educated decision when you can see both sides. A lot of us are born and programmed into putting money in a 401k, not understanding what insurance actually is, not knowing that there's living benefits, which means insurance you don't have to die to use. You say, oh, my job has it. I have this, I have that. But I tell people all the time, look here, if you got it from a place that you can drive past or you saw a commercial about it, it's probably not good insurance. Because you saw it, you saw this company, and I won't say what the companies are, but you saw that company's commercial right after you saw a McDonald's commercial.
Yeah.
Who are they targeting?
Right. And where's the money going?
Where's
it's
the
going
money
into
going?
marketing. It's going into pockets. Yeah. So when you have a company that advertises maybe less, that is holding the pot, right? Not spending the pot.
And I love being able to sit down and have real conversations with people.
Yeah.
And them knowing that they can see my heart in what I do. Because it's different if we were sitting here talking about Cutco knives. Nothing wrong with Cutco. Don't come sue me.
Everybody knows have a Cutco experience.
Or
at some
selling
point.
vacuums or timeshare, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
Nothing
for
wrong
sure.
with these things. But if you get cancer, have a heart attack, right? Or you're older and you realize you finally look at that 401k and you have not saved enough money and you are going to be leaning on your family for the rest of your life, if you can even afford to lean on them, because they don't have their finances
most
together.
people, you can't even hold $10. $100, your rent can't get paid. Who you gonna ask? No one can really cover your rent.
These are real problems.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in our community, we want to have easy conversations to solve hard problems.
For sure.
Are we just brushing on? Oh, we don't want to talk about
It's a
that.
lot of every man for themselves in our community. And
Crabs
we
in a
need to
bucket.
do a little crabs in a bucket.
Crabs in a bucket.
And I like to see them doing good enough to hang out with me, but never better than me.
Yes. People don't want, I forget who said this, but she said, people don't want what you give them. They want what you have. Right? They don't want what you give them, because you can give them, you could be, up. You say, hey, here's $5,000 to get that business started.
Yeah, no, they want what you got. I want your account. Where
come
your
on, give
Rolls
me
Royce
more.
at? Give me the key.
Come on. It's just a little, what's it to you?
Yeah.
It's not that big. Oh, you're a big shot. You're better than us now.
That's all you gave?
Oh my, that's all you give? And I just started tuning people out, and you realize that you'll never get made fun of if you're trying to get in shape. If someone's more in shape than you, you'll never see that person making fun of you.
Nah.
You never see a wealthy person making fun of someone trying to get rich,
For sure.
because they understand what they're going through
Mm-hmm.
and the sacrifices they're making to be that person
And the benefit of it.
And once you get that, it's like turning all the lights on in an empty house.
Yeah.
Right. And I love every day when I wake up, because my time is my own. I get to spend it with my wife. I get to spend it with my family.
Yeah.
And I get to change lives on a daily basis, not just in business and, giving people financial freedom. But we've had several people who have come to us from the world and have gotten baptized just from seeing our walk. And that's really what it's about.
That is what it's about.
It's not
because
about.
Don't follow me for the money.
Exactly.
Follow me for the lifestyle,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
For what you can gain and how in the path.
Yes.
It's the path.
Yeah,
for
and
a lot.
When they message us and say, hey, would you mind if we came to church with you? Yes, come,
please.
we do not shove God down anybody's throat.
Yeah,
that is not how we operate.
but we honor,
and we share our testimonies. And they eventually, when you're around people, they'll say, what is the thing? You guys gotta. What is this? And we always, it's Jesus.
Yeah.
It's very simple. What is it like? Is it crystals and what sign you are?
Oh no, we pray.
We pray. It's God. It's very, and they're like, I'm just gonna come check. Can I come with you guys? Yeah, we'll pick you up.
Yeah,
we will pick you up and take you to church. And we know that everything we do is for the kingdom. I used to think I was the protagonist of my movie, right? Like this was my movie. It's about me. And I realized I'm just another soldier in his army.
For sure.
And when I realized that, God said, now you get it.
You got it. And now I'm giving it to
you. There you go.
I love that.
Put it on the altar.
We didn't know we was going to have church in you.
We love it.
I love it too.
We love it. We love everything we do here, man.
Yeah, I love that because I think that a lot of people forget that you have to have a core with everything that you do. And your core values, right? And your foundation is how you become prosperous.
Yeah.
Right. So one of the things that I wanted to ask you is, how did you find the person to do this walk with you? How did you know that this is the person that aligns with me, my purpose, my lifestyle? Because you have a heck of a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
You and your wife have a heck of a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Some of the things, I'll just mention a few things I've seen from social media stalking that us interviewers do, right?
Yeah.
You care about your pets.
Yes.
You
Cora, Link, and Luna. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out. They're so cute. Check out his page. He already has
110,000
followers just on Instagram alone. You have I remember we were arranging an interview, right? And we couldn't do it as soon as we wanted to because you guys were going on
we were in Europe, I think.
Yeah, you were doing your Europe trip. Yeah. And from doing
Yes. So, okay.
It was beautiful. First of all, I got to watch the journey.
Yes, we were in, where did we go? We went to, we flew to Europe, and from Europe, we actually took a cruise while in Europe. And it was all paid for by our amazing mentor, Joel de Guzman.
You were going to call him Uncle.
I was going to call him Uncle Joel because we call everybody, we call him, all my mentors we call Uncle because we really are a family here. And he lives right here in Fairfield. I won't put all his business out there, but he is a residential millionaire here. And that's who we learn how to make money from. But his family was so welcoming, and they're just amazing people who wear their hearts on their sleeves with all of this when it comes to business, when it comes to family, when it comes to opening up their house. So shout out to the de Guzmans. Love you guys.
Shout out to them. I love that you took a moment to give them that shout out. I really do. There's also, the other thing that you do, you're doing 10K runs, you're working out regularly, and you do such a good job with prioritizing your family.
Yeah.
right? And making family time happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lifestyle,
Yeah.
right? It's a lot with that.
Yeah.
So how did you find the person that aligned with you to go down this walk? Because it's hard to find someone who's also a believer. It's hard to find someone that's also,
Yeah.
can dive straight in and to calibrate you when you
Yeah.
need calibrating, right?
Yeah.
And for you to do the same.
So when we first got together, because we've been together for going on 14 years at this point.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Am I right, babe?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's here right now.
She's feeling under the weather. Next time
I'm-
she'll be on here.
Yeah, next time we're getting her on camera.
We started off our journey in the world, right? And the world is just chaos all day, every day. Things that aren't normal, the world makes normal. And we became entrepreneurs. I guess I've always been an entrepreneur because singer, songwriter,
Yeah.
you just, if you're,
It's the mindset.
the mindset has to be there for that. So I was always doing training and things of that nature. She got into a different company, which is Monet, which is where it was when the lights really clicked on for her as far as, wow, I don't have to work a 9 to 5. I don't have to sell my time for money, right? You don't want to sell your time for money. You want to sell your value for money. Because with value, you can make $1 million in an hour. There's only so many hours in the day if you're getting paid for time.
Absolutely.
So she began that walk. I remember she came to me and she worked at Old Navy and she told me, hey, I want to quit. And at that point, she was making some money doing being an entrepreneur. And I gave her the green light and I said, I'll just keep my 9 to 5 at the time.
That was before you guys were married?
That
or
was
after?
before, all before.
Okay.
And when I went, I guess, cold turkey from the 9 to 5, we understood what it meant to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But we got to a point where we realized there's something missing. There's just, and everybody that we listen to, from Tony Robbins to Jim Rohn to Earl Nightingale, these are all if you know any of these people, these guys are millionaires, billionaires, right? They all talk about God. All of them, right? Ed Milet, they all talk about God. But we had been kind of ignoring that piece and being like, yeah, but what's the real deal? Like, how'd you really become a millionaire?
Tell me the secret code, though.
Exactly.
But
and
that is the cheat code.
Exactly.
But
and she started going to church and with her sister. And I love that anything that we've ever gotten into, we have never told each other, oh, that's dumb. Why would you do that? Mm-hmm. And I come across a lot of partners like that. Absolutely. The wife gets into something, the cousin, why are you doing all that? I'm not supporting you. Mm-hmm. Or vice versa. Why is he doing that? Oh, I don't understand. That's his thing. You cannot be together and apart at the same time.
Ooh, what?
You can't be together and apart at the same time.
Okay.
Right? When it comes to, if we're talking about Jesus, and my sister-in-law, shout out Ashley, love you. She said this yesterday, when it comes to walking towards Jesus, you can't be walking towards him or kind of just standing still, right? Because there can be lukewarm Christians. If we're trying to go somewhere, you can't be walking towards San Francisco and towards Sacramento at the same time. So you're either walking away from Jesus or towards Jesus. There is no, I'm just here. No. You're either away or you're exactly. And again, the amazing thing about, my wife is that she started going, this is before we were married, and she did not give me an ultimatum. She did not say, oh, well, you need to go to church or I'm not.
Yeah, but you're a PK.
I was, but.
So sometimes that goes one way or the other.
Exactly. And we know a lot of crazy PK kids.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
And I like to say, even with me being a PK, my father and my mother did an amazing job. They always had me, my body in the church, but my mind
was outside.
Exactly. So I always tell people I didn't grow up in the church. My body was in church.
For sure.
But everything else was outside.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing about her starting to go on her walk, she actually put it on the altar and said, God, if James is for me, then let it be. If he's not, I'm surrendering my relationship to you. Ooh. Point blank period. And she didn't tell me this. Keep in mind, she didn't bring me an ultimatum. And one day I just felt a pull to go to church. And we go to the Father's house in Vacaville, and it was the first time I cried in church. And from that point on, he just started blessing us, one after the other. When we really gave it to him, everything was added. Literally, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added. That's exactly what happened. We got baptized. We got married. This all happened within like a year. We went to Europe. We grew a huge team. We made a ton of money. The yada, 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 right? But that wasn't the main goal. The main goal was just seeking God and keeping our character and our heart posture in check. And once we both realized that we weren't trying to be, because people mess up marriage. They think marriage is for you and me. Marriage is for him.
It's to honor him.
It's to honor him, right? And when we realized that, everything clicked. And we are rarely on a separate page.
Yeah.
Especially when we're talking about being entrepreneurs, because we have a whole nother set of, I don't even call them issues, just blessings that we've been given that come with certain disciplines.
Right.
Right? Because people, I want to be financially free. And okay, you know what that looks like?
Yeah, there's a lot to that. Are you going to file your 1099?
You made $15,000 last month. Also, yeah, but do you know?
I got to pay that. I got to pay a portion back.
Do you know what that,
what that comes without them just taking it from me? I got to.
You know what?
I got to say here. That's hard.
You know what sitting with doctors and nurses and business owners and millionaires looks like? And you have to know what you are talking about.
You have to know what you're talking about and not feel small.
Because they don't play with their money. Right?
That's true.
And I love every valley. I love every peak. Right? If I'm on the peak, I praise God while I'm up there, but I know a valley's coming. And when I hit the bottom, I praise him in the valley. And then as I walk up, I'm praising him every step. And then I'm just doing roller coaster with Lord.
Because it's going to be like that.
It is. Yeah. People think being a Christian means everything is up, blessings, miracles, vending machine God. No.
Yeah.
No. That's not how it works. None of it works this way. Right? But as long as you understand that your heart posture is in the right place, you're not doing this for the money, you're doing it for the people, you're doing it for the kingdom, then everything is worth it because your why is big enough.
Yeah.
Most people don't have a big enough why.
For sure.
And that's why they quit. And they say it's not worth it. Well, how big is your why? Right. If you're just doing it for you, of course it's not big. But you meet people who do it for their kids.
Yeah. They were like, that you got more energy, you got more. You might be tired, but you finding it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you'll crawl through broken glass.
You just became the Incredible Hulk.
That's
Where'd
exactly
that come from, right? And so when you have a purpose behind anything you're doing, you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
And even like just like listening to your story is you hear a lot of people say, "Oh, remove this person if they're not for me." But instead of praying for your removal, she prayed for you to to strengthen you, right? And I love that. Yeah. I really do. And God delivered just that. And by finding you a purpose partner in the midst of that and identifying that you guys are stronger together as a unit.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times that's the thing that's missing. A lot of times people are like, I got to get the $1 million before I can get the partner, before I can get the marriage, right?
No.
Yeah.
You have to, even when it comes to, marriage in general, right? And don't get me wrong. I am not a counselor. Like, no one come for me. Okay. This is not gospel. This is just my opinion. Okay. That's one of my sayings. This is not gospel. This is just my opinion. Right. But once you start looking at it from a different light, you understand that, until you're married, you will never be in God's favor.
Nope.
Right. Especially as a man. Right. I was living by grace. Once I got married, I started living by favor. That's true. But you have to walk into marriage with God in the center of it, because the world will give they'll let you get married in the world. Yeah. And it's weird because the preacher, he's there too, marrying you guys. But other than the pastor, nothing about this is about God.
Yeah.
Y'all had a bachelor party and nothing about that. It was about God.
Yeah.
And that's why we see so many of those just those relationships just fall apart because they're not grounded on God. They're on shifting sands. Yeah. And, you're supposed to build your house on the rock. And your rock is your Bible, right? It's your sword, your shield, and, your armor and everything in between. And most people, they don't understand that. So they see marriage as like a ball and chain instead of seeing it as the blessing that it actually is. Yeah. The Bible says, he who has found a wife has found a good thing. And if you talk to, people that are in the world, I'm not going home.
Yeah.
I'm going to the bar. I don't know why I married her.
I'm about to go I'm going to hang out with my friends. You going home already? Let's stay out longer. Because you ain't happy. You want to go home. But you're not happy and don't want to go home.
Yeah.
Because that's something in you.
Yeah.
You got to find joy.
Yeah.
And you got to find someone who aligns with you and aligns with your purpose. And that's one of the things that I talk to people a lot about, dating and deciphering who to go through courtship with, who to even align yourself with, and saying, I made a bad choice and that's okay.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I pick someone that aligns with me. A lot of times people rush to having sex, right?
Yeah.
And what happens with that is now you're kind of stuck with the person you chose because you moved too fast for it, right?
I know a lot of people like that right now.
Yeah. And you didn't even know if the person aligned with you, but now you're making something work when alignment is the biggest key factor. And a lot of people have a hard time identifying this person aligns with me and my purpose.
Yeah. And, I would say the issue is, and this is coming from someone who came from the world, is that when it comes to, if you have a 5-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl, tell them to write their dreams out. Nowhere on the little boy's list is marriage.
No, of course not.
But you can find a 3-year-old girl who's writing about marriage right now.
She writing about how many kids she
all
having,
that, all that. And
be.
if it's in the world, right, we have a skewed version of all that. And the problem is men don't even think about marriage.
Right.
And women are racing to get married.
And then the coin flips at some point.
And it flips. And you realize, oh, wait, why did I get... Because once the big day happens and that was your whole driving force, and then you realize, he's not even the right guy for me.
Yeah, I don't even like him.
Oops.
Really. I don't even like him that much.
Yeah, I just felt like
he doesn't even like me that much.
I just felt like I was owed it because, I did 3 years. I can't leave now.
Yeah.
He better marry me.
One of the things I tell my friends, even myself, right? I was in a long-term relationship, right? It was like 7 years, and then I just said, my saying is, what's 7 years compared to the rest of your life? Because I could have got married because we put in time.
Yeah.
Right.
But what does that look like?
In 7 years, we didn't do it. So why am I pushing something for the 10 year? I need to have it. And then once you get it, it's like, and they say, a lot of times people say, like, when what happened with them is they finally got married and now they don't want to be together. Well, that's because they did it wrong.
And who are you getting married for?
And what are you getting married for?
Are you getting married for you?
Yeah.
Because most people are,
because
getting
that's
married
what
for
it
them.
is. It's for just the sense of validation.
Correct.
And
then it all falls apart.
And it falls apart because that foundation, obviously, when you're living a lifestyle like that, is not based.
Yeah,
correctly,
we've been together for long enough to have seen people. We've been in people's weddings who have gotten divorced, and we are still together. Yeah. And again, we get kind of
something to it, though.
Yes. It's God's always in every relationship, no matter, because God is omniscient, he's omnipresent, he's everywhere, right? It's just a matter of, we say like, well, God doesn't see me, he moved away from me. No, you moved away from him.
He stays right.
God stays exactly where he's at. You are moving further away from God, and that's why your life looks like this and your relationship looks like this, because it's not grounded on anything. There's no real rules. And as men, we are supposed to be the leaders of our household. But as a man, if I am not following God, then she cannot follow me.
Yeah.
Because you see that when a man is doing something, even if you love him, I know that's not of God, which makes me question your judgment. And now I'm like, and he's like, well, why aren't you? And you're like,
and then that's where the imbalance come in the households, right? Now the woman is having to take over.
Yes.
But feeling the need to take over.
Yes.
In roles that they probably shouldn't be in. And then now we're fighting over the role.
Yeah.
Because you've misled me.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. And when it comes to, us as men, we're supposed to keep our women holy. Right? It's up to us to lead so that we can come under the covering of God. And a lot of men don't take that leadership role. And then again, like you said, to your point, you have women who start to be in these roles that they were never meant to be in, and they don't want to be in those roles.
No, we just gotta
like,
do it
no,
sometimes.
I want to be here. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And then it just turns into chaos, and I don't love him, but we're together, and that's just how he is, and that's just how she is, and then your kids pick up on all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And the energy's terrible, and
they're inheriting something.
They're
right?
inheriting that from you, and now they think that's what love is, and then the cycle starts.
Yeah.
All over again.
Until you get someone who learns how to break through with that.
Yes. And breaking the cycle is not fun.
And breaking the cycle is not fun. It's the hardest
Yes,
thing out, right?
Yeah.
But we have to be cycle breakers.
Yes.
And that's with love. That's with just mindset. And that's with finances. Without those core things,
it's a wash.
It's a wash, right?
Yeah.
You're not, you have to, that's how you break generational curses.
Yes.
I mean, it's a term that got overused
100%,
right? Because people don't really understand.
No, they don't really know what a
the
generational
concept
curse
of it,
is.
right? They can get $1 million.
Yeah, they relate it all back to money, which it's not just about, because you'll never have the money if you don't have the mindset.
Yeah,
just point blank. Period. You know, anything that you can kind of see when you look at your mentors or whoever you're aspiring to be, it started with their mindset, and then from their mindset, everything else grew. So I tell our team, the roots are growing, the fruit is coming. Right? The roots are growing, the fruit is coming, but you have to have enough patience to sit there till it blooms.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just don't have the patience to change those curses, and they thought it was going to be easy.
And it's the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah.
You are taking on so much.
Yes. You think your mom will, you think that it's going to be, oh, they just didn't know. I can just tell them and they'll be on board.
It's more than that.
It's way more than that. We all have a, aunt or an uncle or a mom or dad who's, 40s, 50s, 60s, and you can't tell them anything.
Oh, they know everything.
They know everything.
They're strong.
Who are you to tell me what to do? Hey, Dad, I think this is a problem. No, it's not. This is how we've always lived. I don't want to talk about that. That's your issue. And they try to make you feel crazy. And you have to be able to push through that. And you have to be able to understand that sometimes your family is part of the herd. Uncle might just be part of the herd. Yeah. All you can do is like the gospel. All I can do is present the information, tell my testimony. It's not my job to drag you to church. No. Just like it's not my job to drag you into financial literacy. I can't make you sit in class. You'll just leave. Yeah. It's like, man, she made me come. Yeah. I'm leaving as soon as I get out of here.
And I'm going to be mad about it until 99 people.
Exactly. So financial literacy is one of those things that it's very difficult to break because people have a certain just programming that it's kind of like the Matrix, right? Red pill, blue pill. They can't decide what to do. And success loves speed. Wealth loves time, and poverty loves indecision. Right? Because it's never the smartest guy. It's the fastest guy. Yeah. Who can take the concept and put it into the reality and then say, you know what? I don't know if it'll work, but I'll try. Yeah. And a lot of us, we don't even want to try. I say, do what you tell your kids to do. Like if you have a child and they want to play basketball, would you tell them, oh, go talk to all your friends and see what they think about you playing basketball first? Right. No, you would drive her to Target, get her a $80 ball because everything is inflation. Everything's expensive. It's not proper English, but you know what I mean. A $3,000 basketball. Yeah. And you would drive her to the park and say, go shoot around. Let me see. Go try and see if you like that. Who cares what your friends say? But when we're presented with opportunities, I got to talk to my friend and see what they say about it. I need to talk to this person and this person and this person. Well, that person's not you. Right. It comes down to belief. Right. And the beautiful thing about, what we've always done is I have never said, I need a reference. I need to talk to 30 people and see what my dad and my mom and my uncle says about this before I move. I said, I believe in it.
Let's do it.
I believe in it, and I have God-given abilities. What else do I need? I don't need your approval. I just need to believe in what I do, bring it to God, and then move fast.
Yeah.
And that's why we're sitting here.
Absolutely.
We just move faster than everybody else.
Yeah. And don't let obstacles stop you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let them mold you.
Yeah. Let them mold you and learn lessons faster.
Yes.
Right. If you learn lessons faster than most people, you'll be 10 steps ahead of everybody else. And I really, truly believe that because it was hard, right? Like at first you're like, well, why I keep having this problem? Well, because you're not learning the lessons fast enough.
Yep.
So you're going to keep going through it until you can learn that lesson.
Yep.
Put that under your belt and say, it's okay. I got it. I got it. Apply knowledge. And then you're going to get one more test to see if you got it or not. Right?
Yes.
And then after that, you can move to the big league.
Yes.
Right?
and just keep your character on point.
For sure.
And again, I sound like a broken record, but we tell our people, when you tell the truth, you never have to remember what you said.
That's true.
Because the story doesn't change.
Yeah.
So if you're operating in integrity, he said, yeah, I say that I will 100 times out of 100 times, I will tell you this is exactly how that works. Yeah. And I don't have to, what did I tell him last time? Because I know I told him the truth.
Right.
And a lot of people, actually, I won't even say a lot of people, some people don't operate that way.
Right.
So they have to, what did I say? Her and him, because it's all different stories.
And then once they get together collectively, they're going to hear something.
That's exactly
different.
Right. If you tell someone the truth, you don't have to remember what you said. That's true. And that's how we operate here. Yeah. I just tell people the truth. Remember that people matter most. Mm-hmm. Don't do it for the paycheck. For sure. And make sure your heart posture is on point, and you'll be fine. Yeah. And realize it's going to be hard. It's supposed to be hard.
It's supposed to be hard.
It's not supposed to be. Have you seen the disciples' lives?
You don't. If you have it easy, it's probably not coming from
easy come, easy go.
You're getting it from.
Correct. Yeah. Easy come, easy go.
Absolutely.
So I like the climb. Yeah. I like it because I know that if I can do this, nobody else is willing to do this. Right. This is usually where they quit.
This is where the train stops.
This is where the dream stops for them.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up on this because I've seen it. I know the opportunity. Like just thinking about my mentors, Omar and Abo, tons of other just different people who have kind of just paved the way for us. I know that it can become something amazing. I just need to keep on pushing. Through the rain, through the snow, through the fire, through the tornadoes. It doesn't matter. If I believe in it and I know I'm really here to help people, eventually it'll be. Yeah. It has to.
It has to be fruitful.
It has to be fruitful.
Yeah. We
I
have to stop on that. It was good.
I love it.
Full circle.
I love it. It's a full circle moment,
It definitely is.
Yeah. We don't come from money.
No.
I don't come from my dad owns businesses and we own houses and I don't come from any of that.
Yeah.
So to be able to see a way out, I'm taking my shot. Yeah. I'm Steph. I'm taking the shot because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And too many people, they just live their lives with just basketballs all over the court.
Yeah. And
they won't pick them up for anything, even if it doesn't cost them anything. Most of the time, the risk isn't even really that big.
Yeah.
Like to join our team is $125. That's a pair of shoes.
Yeah. You spend that quickly.
You'll spend that on a dinner.
Yeah.
But when I say, hey, this could change your life, it's not the opportunity. It's the lack of belief in yourself.
Absolutely.
And it makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
One of the things that I posted, I said, you're capable of more than what you think. Mm-hmm. The reason why you're not doing it is because you don't think that you're capable. Mm-hmm. Fix that.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So You got to fix what you think about yourself in order for it to transpire in your life. I have had moments where I've lacked,
Mm-hmm.
the understanding of what I truly can do and how much I truly can handle,
Mm,
and how many and just also, and a lot of times where that came from is being in certain environments
yeah.
with other people who are projecting,
Yeah.
especially if you know you're a doer,
Yeah.
especially if you know you're effective.
Yeah.
You get in the wrong environment.
Oh man.
Are you in?
They'll
And
tear you
when
down.
I told my friend, I'm like, are you trying to float in a pond? Or are you trying to get on a yacht in the ocean?
I love that.
People don't come visit ponds.
Yeah. I love that. It's similar to what I tell people. You can be on the yacht or you can be on the dock. Like you can't be on both.
You can't do both.
You can be on the dock or you can be on the yacht. And,
Yeah.
and when it comes to healing, I heard a great quote. I don't know who said it, but it was, before you go out there to heal them, make sure they're going to stop doing the thing that made them sick.
Yeah.
Because then it's a loop of you healing something and they keep on drinking poison.
Yeah.
And you keep complaining about it. Well, if they're not willing to stop doing the thing that's making them sick, you have to stop trying to heal that person.
You're right.
Right? Doesn't mean you don't
They're
love
not
them.
ready for it.
They're just not ready for it. You have to just present and just say, hey, here is the medicine. I'm not going to keep administering it to you, though.
Because it's ineffective.
It's ineffective. They have to want to change.
Yeah.
You can't change someone's mind for them. I don't care how much
No.
you put on them. You can present information and knowledge, and with the knowledge, they can decide to change their own mind.
Yeah.
But you can't make someone better. You can't make them want to see more for themselves and their lives.
Yeah. It's only so much that you can do, and you have to know when even God's telling you
Step
you've
away.
done enough.
Yep. Healthy boundary, step away.
Yeah.
And as entrepreneurs, I have to tell again, once you get into this walk, it's different, right? You have to be okay with someone wanting to be a slave.
Yeah.
Stop trying to turn slaves into kings and queens.
For sure.
Some of them don't want to be, and that's perfectly fine.
These
aren't
was asking
shots.
to go back to Egypt.
Yeah. Yeah, they said we should appoint someone to take us back to Egypt because slavery was better than being out here with Moses.
Even though they know they was promised the land of milk and honey.
Exactly. And you have to be okay with someone saying, I hear you, but I'm okay working at XYZ company
But
forever.
we need them too.
We need them too. That's why I'm not mad at it.
Everybody's not a boss.
Be happy with the people who want to bag groceries and da-da-da. And again, these are not shots. If you want to do that with your life, that's perfectly fine. That's amazing.
And that's okay.
That's just not what I want to do. But you need to find the people
Who are aligned.
with you. Stop trying to turn everybody into A players.
Dragging people along.
Dragging people along.
Weights.
And you can go faster with 100 that want to run than with one around your neck. Because that one will drag you down. Right? You can go faster with 100 people as long as you're all running. You get that one guy or girl that's just, and she'll drag you down with everything else.
Ooh.
And once I realized I can't save everybody, he lifted up. He's just like, I've been trying to show you that.
Yeah.
Right? And that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't need to save them. They like where they're at. Cool.
That's okay.
Yeah. Not
You
everybody
can visit them when it's time.
That's exactly right.
But you got to do this first.
Yes. And the door's always open.
Yeah.
And I've said this a couple times. Ships don't sink because of what's outside.
They don't sink because of the water.
They sink
because of the holes.
There you go. Because of what gets in them.
Yeah.
There can be storms outside. As long as your hole is sturdy,
Yeah.
you'll be tousled, but you won't sink. As soon as there's a hole, as soon as someone says something and it pierces you, who do you think you are? Why do you think you can do that? Who gave you the right to tell me these things?
You're not that good.
You're not that good. Who do you know? I knew who you used to be. Now you think you're this person. Holes. And then eventually it starts to sink into the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just gets bigger, bigger, bigger. And then before you know it, the ship goes down.
Yeah.
And then the funny part is you tell that person probably years later, you killed my dream. Like,
I didn't kill it.
Why'd you listen to me?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about business.
Right.
Why would you even listen to me? I don't pay your bills. I don't provide for your kids. Why would you even let me shoot you out the sky?
You actually use that person.
Mm-hmm.
You use that person to do exactly what you wanted them to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you look
You
for
wanted
things
them
that
to be your excuse of why you don't succeed.
That's exactly
you
right.
look for your where to point your finger.
Yes.
And a lot of people spend their lives holding resentment towards people when
it was on you the whole time.
It's always been on you, babe.
It was always on you.
It's always been on you.
Yep.
And even like with relationships, like I was in a bad relationship and all of these things, or my parents did this to me, or, you know, there's people who use it differently. And that, but no situation is brand new.
Nope.
And no situation has never been seen before.
Yep.
And God's seen them all.
Yep.
And it's just, what are you going to do with what you learned?
Yes. Yes. In life, you can have reasons or results. You can't have both, right? And a lot of people...
Can I have a reason?
See? Reasons, right? Oh, well, you don't know my situation. I have kids. I work so hard. I have a 9 to 5. I'm in traffic. I just don't have the time. And the fun fact is reasons are just excuses in little suits.
Yeah.
Right? Because no one says, oh, I have excuses. No one says excuses. They say, oh, I have reasons that I can't do this.
If you pulling people cards today.
If someone says excuse, no one uses the word excuses, but your reasons are just excuses in little tuxedos. So because they sound better.
You calling them out today.
Right? Yeah. And you can't have both. You know, I would rather have the results because the results make for a much better story for me, my family, my kids.
Yeah.
Right? The reasons don't pay your bills.
That's true.
Reasons won't change your life.
And it doesn't buy you more time.
It doesn't buy you more time. That's the most valuable commodity that you have.
Yeah.
As soon as you're out of time, you're just out of time. And no one wants to hear why you didn't make it at the end of your life.
And eventually that time runs out. Everybody has a clock.
That's exactly right.
We just don't know how much time we got left on it.
I have lots of friends that have passed in just ways you never, including my mother. Brain aneurysm. And keep in mind, she had no medical issues. She was healthy as a horse. That's a weird saying. Yeah. Healthy as a horse, and that happened to her. I had another friend, D-Mac, right? He just passed away in his sleep, right? And he
my
was
sympathies.
Thank you.
That
and he,
as well.
young.
Yeah.
And only God knows the hour, and the date that we are supposed to leave this world.
Yeah.
And we always think, oh, I have tomorrow. And hell is full of men that said, oh, I'll change tomorrow. Hell is full of people. Oh, you know what? I know I'm drinking and wilding right now, but tomorrow is when I change my life. Guess what? Tomorrow didn't come. Right? Tomorrow I'll get it done. And then
get it done tomorrow.
And then you drag the family down with you. Because you didn't handle all the things
that you could have handled.
And you had time. You had the time to handle it. You wanted to watch Netflix.
You were on distractions.
You were just distractions. In life, you get ruled by discipline or distractions.
Discipline or... Woo, there's too many bars in this one. There's too many. Take your pen and paper out. Go back. Rewatch this episode and write all that down.
Write it down.
That's enough content for y'all to be posting on threads for a year.
A little bit. Yeah.
No, but it is so true, though. It is so true. And a lot of times we cater to our vices rather than to what we know we want, right? Yeah. To our goals, to our future, to the life that to our calling, right? I'll be transparent and honest. When I was in that 7-year relationship, right, that I mentioned, it was so funny because different people would stop and pray for me. Different groups of people that knew me from nowhere. I was working. I wasn't doing nothing.
You're just there.
I was just working all the time like a crazy person, right?
Yeah.
I was always at work. I'm a workaholic, and that was my
That was
that was
your idol.
That was my idol.
Yeah.
Working.
I just work. Work.
Yeah. I am my status. I am who, I'm this person that
Yeah.
walks in. I'm the boss,
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I was stripped from that that I understand that I had to learn. And that was with COVID,
It made everybody stop.
It made the world stop.
Yeah.
And I thank God so much for that season of understanding, right? But, it's unfortunate the way it had to happen.
Yeah.
But the point behind that is that, everybody has an idol that they cater to. And being called, I was like, God, I know. And it was so funny because I would have these conversations with him, and I wasn't even praying regularly, but randomly I'd be like, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you saying that? I'm like at work. I know.
Yep.
I know. I'm just not ready yet. I still want to, and I'm not even wowing.
Yeah.
But I just felt like
I'm gonna do it my way.
I felt like you have to be perfect.
No.
Though you couldn't have. You had to be. You have to dress a certain way. You have to look a certain way. You have to act a certain way. You have to go to church all the time.
Yeah.
You do. It's part of it.
Yeah.
You grow into it. Is what I learned.
Yeah.
And one of the things that a lot of people they going through my own spiritual walk, right, was that a lot of times you have people who think they're more godly than you, or more religious than you, more favored than you. When honestly, sometimes
we're all falling.
You,
We're all falling.
If you are disregarding your imperfections and you don't acknowledge your sins,
I'm right there with you.
right?
Like,
all right.
my pastor says, when you give your life, and this is just, he was talking about giving your life to Christ, right?
Yeah.
It's not an event. It's a process.
It's a process. You get pruned.
Yes. It's not, okay, I got baptized today. All my old habits are gone. I'm good to go. I'm just a whole new person. You've had 30 years of these habits. You have 20 years of these habits, 15 years of these habits. It's going to take way more than that. Now you've begun the journey of it. And it's the same way with business. It's the same way with your mindset.
Absolutely.
You can't just, I forget who said this, but if you're a locomotive and you weigh tons, and one day you decide to hit the brakes, right? I'm done with all the chaos. That train will still slide for miles before it actually stops the behavior and the habits. It's the same way with your life. You've been going full speed in this direction for 20, 30, 40 years. You can't just hit the brakes and flip and now you're holier than thou.
No. And that's where that term come from, right? Holier than thou. And a lot of Christians, they hate that term. Oh, you just think you're holier than thou.
Yeah.
But the thing is like you do get on fire for Christ when it happens,
100%.
right? Like you just I'm on fire. I love it. But then you don't realize you're going to hit trials. You're going to hit tribulations. You're going to find things that's going to trigger you.
Yes.
Tests that he's putting you through to see, are you really sticking?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I
don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
So there's a difference between inspiration and motivation. When you're motivated, and this is how it works. Motivation starts outside and comes in, and then it leaves. It's kind of like lighting a fire for a while. Yeah. Inspiration starts inside and flows out.
Right.
Someone can be really motivated, and then they're just not doing it anymore.
Right.
Oh, I was good at the concert. No, I'm not really seeking. I'm not really going to church anymore because they weren't inspired.
Right.
They're just motivated for a while. If you're inspired, that flame is always there.
Yeah.
The motivation gets you up, but it never goes out.
It doesn't.
And some people get real motivated to follow Christ.
Right. And I will tell you, like, I had my, my war room too with it, right? Like, because you think things are supposed to go a certain way. And then when it doesn't, it draw. And it's so funny because, like, for me, you get drawn closer and then you're like, well, now you're separating.
From the old you.
from that old you,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
now you're fighting because, well, this old person went through these things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stronger, I'm bigger, I'm better. I've went
Yeah.
through it. He's taking me through.
Yeah.
But then you forget and you start backsliding, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, when it comes to that, God just has bigger, better things for you.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't have a new you and keep your old life.
Right.
It will come with separation because he's planting you,
Yeah.
right? And I heard a pastor say that, you know, when we feel like it's dark and you're planted so that you can come forth and then spread the, you know, the gospel and everything that he's done for you and just having abundance. And sometimes we think that when we're planted, we're actually alone and this is a bad thing. And it's hard for us to let go of, again, the old version of yourself.
Yeah.
Because she helped you win some battles.
Yeah.
She helped you fight your way out of some of these situations. And you're like, how could I betray who she was?
Right.
But there's a better version and you have to let go of that to be where you want to be. Because this is what he has for you up here and you're holding this, but this is you holding on
right.
to the old self. Can you pull yourself up if you're holding on to your old self and your old
That's true.
You can't pull yourself up.
Yeah.
So you either gotta let go of the dream or let go of him, or you gotta let go of the old self and pull yourself up like that.
Right.
And it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard either way it goes.
Yeah.
But
and sometimes
choose to
you gotta
pull
remind
yourself up.
yourself.
Choose to pull yourself up.
You gotta choose, yeah.
Choose to pull yourself up.
Okay. That's good.
I try. This is fun.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
A little different from other podcasts you've been on, yeah?
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm having fun.
I have a different style.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things people have told me is like, you know, oh, you should do your podcast like this person or like that person. And one of the things I said was, I have my audience and we will find it, right? Yeah, if my podcast is about being authentic, I gotta be authentically myself, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things that I enjoy about it is that it's gonna be different.
Yes.
A different experience from my guests than they've ever had before.
Like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because you know, I am curious about people and everybody has something to teach.
Yeah.
Everybody has something to offer the world.
Yeah. Don't listen to the naysayers.
Yeah,
Thieves.
for sure.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
When it comes to just negativity or someone saying like, oh, you should do this and this and this, you have something special inside of you, right? And thieves don't break into empty houses.
Right.
Right. There's got to be something there that they see as far as like the value and, you know, what she's doing. And usually people who know the least about what you do have the most to tell you about how to do it.
Right.
They've never had a podcast. Never even, they thought about it. Right. They've been stuck in the planning phase for 3 years. You did it. And now they're trying to critique the action that you took.
Right.
I don't take advice from people who don't take action.
Right.
All my advice comes from action takers. Right. So if they, again, look at their life, if they're, oh yeah, I hear you, I love you. Right.
I'll take that note.
Your word doesn't hold much weight for me because you're not actually doing anything. You're critiquing the action takers. We're on the field. You got to be on the field to catch the ball.
Yeah.
And you're out here. You're on the field.
Yeah.
So put ya.
Yeah. I got it. No, and I love that, and I love that. I love what you're doing in the world.
Thank you.
By helping people see themselves in a more positive way. Because you're getting people to take care of themselves and their future and you're doing the God's work, yes.
Yeah.
But there's something special that you're doing outside of that. And I think a lot of times people forget that part. It's that human aspect.
Yeah.
Right? And you're actually changing lives of people and helping them see themselves differently.
Yeah.
With your words.
Yeah. I try.
Right?
Yeah. There's so much beauty that's inside of all of us. And most of us have it just tampered down by life. You know, you can let life beat. I forget what the saying is, but you can let it beat the life out of you or beat the life into you.
Yeah.
Right. And we know a lot of people who, like you said earlier, they project on you.
Yeah.
And since it didn't work for them or they never tried it, they just assume it won't work for you.
Right.
And so you kill your dreams and you stuff them in the couch and you just say, well, that's just the way life is. That's just how it is. I know, yeah, but you're special. You're you have the gifts, which is why you're where you're at. And they don't realize that light is in all of us.
Yeah.
It's in every single person in the world. But sometimes you just need somebody to come along and just believe in you.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't mean that everybody's gonna.
You just really need that one sometimes.
Yeah. Someone to just be like, I see you.
Yeah.
You can do this. Do not listen to them. You have to drown them out. Stop letting them shoot your dreams out the sky. I will be here. And we tell our team, look, as long as you show up, I'll show up.
Yeah.
There will never be a time where I couldn't get a hold of him. Oh, he's too busy for me. They're in Europe. When we were in Europe, we were taking calls.
No, yeah,
right?
definitely.
Literally.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And I just want to be part of someone's testimony. I don't need to be on stage with them. I just hope I'm a little part of their testimony of, you know what? I'm so glad James and Abby brought us to Christ.
Yeah.
I don't need to be the star. I'm not the protagonist. I just want to be a little piece of the story and just hear the amazing things that they did once they realized who they were.
Yeah.
So I can just that's what I live for. I don't live for us being on stage and having all the trophies and all the new house and I live when someone on my family calls part of a family, right? When they succeed, that's when I'm like, yeah, that's what we're doing it for.
Yes.
I care less about us. Don't get me wrong. Yes, provide all that.
For sure.
But I want to see my family win. I want to see the team win. And every time I see the team up there getting, awards and just getting, edified and seeing who they are, and I start to see that spark start to turn into a flame. And now they're out there touching other lives. That's when we've accomplished what we came here to do, to spread it. It's not just supposed to be, we're the face. And if it's up to me, hey, there's 30 other podcasts. Hey, I want you all on a different podcast.
Everybody should be on a podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. Get out there.
Spreading the word and just seeing what you can become.
Right.
Life is about becoming more than you are right now. And a lot of people get stuck in high school.
And it's time to CTC.
CTC.
Change the
conversation. Okay, around finances, around mindset, around your faith, around dead religion. If you are seeking, we are here. Okay? And she is here.
I'm here.
Awesome.
Thank you. And I just do what I can, and I see something in people that I meet, and I'm like, we're gonna have to further this conversation.
Yes.
And that's what we did.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I really truly enjoy the time that I had to get to know you and your wife. Like, you guys are truly amazing and humble and fun and all of the things, like what you see and what you're hearing and what that's what you're getting for real.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And I appreciate you coming on to the show.
Oh, I was bugging her about it.
He was.
I was like, I want to come on your show.
Aligning.
Yeah, it took us months?
Yeah.
Like 5 months.
And then you were in Europe, though.
We were in Europe.
We've
been building a lot. We have obviously other things that we have going on. But you know what? God
got it going. And he said, today.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. And then, I found a new home for my podcast at the, at the Perspective.
Yes.
So the L3 Perspective. And, it just truly has been a path, right? And without friction,
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I feel blessed to be here.
Yeah.
I feel blessed by everything that God's been just putting in our lives. We've partnered with the city of Richmond with CoBiz. We partnered with a bunch of churches and nonprofits, and just this is coming from a guy who was just a singer.
Yeah.
Who knew nothing
just a singer
about finances and all the things. Okay, not just a singer.
You're right.
I'm pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good. I am pretty good.
I should make you sing something for the people.
Yeah, no. But
I didn't tell him.
It just shows to what God can do. I'm a new creation in Christ, and once you start just shifting your God-given abilities into the thing that gives you more purpose, what He can do for you, what He can build through you, because it's never for me, right?
Yeah.
It's always for the kingdom. It's always to bring more people in. It's always to help more people just understand. Look, this is what your life can be if you want to get out the matrix,
right?
If you want to unplug yourself, therefore bringing your kids out the matrix,
right?
Because once upon a time, Target was somebody's idea.
That's true.
Once upon a time, Walmart was just somebody's idea. And a lot of people who work for corporations don't realize that big corporation you used to work for was started by an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Who said, well, how's your little Target thing doing? How's your
little department store or whatever?
And then it could become so big, it becomes a corporation. We forget that was an entrepreneur who started that.
And that it always reminds me of that photo of Jeff Bezos, right? Bezos. In his garage, right, with his Amazon sign up, right?
It started there.
Yeah. He was selling books.
Yeah. Oh, only. Yeah.
And he pivot and he changed, and now it's the biggest shipper. Yep. And and one of the things like about Amazon, it's not even about the product. He has become the biggest shipper company.
He just ships.
And the best at it.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah, ask my wife. Said, love you, babe.
Yeah.
So many
all
packages.
Those packages.
I was like, when did you order this? 5 hours ago. What?
How did it get here?
How did it get here? It starts with someone with a vision.
Yeah.
And who drowns out all the negative and the naysayers and just starts. Yeah. And just lets God guide it from there. I've had people who literally looked at me and was like, oh, that type of energy. Who do you think you are? You don't know anything about finances. Oh, I'm good. I'm okay. Those same people now repost my stuff.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I know this guy's amazing with finances. You guys should hit him up. And you were the same person that told me to quit.
Yeah.
But I didn't listen to them.
Yeah. That's what made it different.
That's what made all the difference. Because they don't pay my bills.
That's true.
They're not going to feed my kids.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work, I can't call them, man, you rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's like, what I do? I'm like, man, you told me to quit. You grown.
Yeah.
Like, aren't you married?
You wasn't going to make it anyway.
Yeah,
see? You quit.
So I was right. So you didn't make it, right? So I don't pay any mind to that. I know that if I just put it on the altar, God will make it. If it's His will, it'll happen.
It will.
If it's not, He'll
give something else.
He'll reveal that to me.
Yeah.
And we'll pivot from there.
Yeah.
But it told me years ago, I was on stages to being a trainer to doing influencing. I had never saw myself here.
Yeah.
Not in my wildest dreams would I have said, like, yeah, I'll be, helping people with their insurance and financial education and changing. That was, I would slap you in the face.
You
are
thought
crazy.
Your interviews would be solely because you're an artist.
Yep. You are, oh my. Next time my wife will be on here.
I can't wait. I cannot wait
oh my God.
to have you guys back together as a pair
yes.
and as a unit, because the conversation has to happen.
Yes.
And she is so, I love talking to her.
That's my baby.
Yeah. She's amazing.
That's my baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our dogs are the light of her life.
Yeah. They're so cute.
Yeah. It goes Cora, Link, Luna, me.
Somewhere down the list.
Well, God's at the top.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm somewhere in the middle. I know I'm after Cora.
And it's okay. You're okay with that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. Yeah.
I love that. Well, we've done so much talking, but there's got to be something that you would like to leave everybody with.
I mean, get living benefits. You know, get life insurance you don't have to die to use. No, it's not like the one you have at your job. No, it's not like the one you're paying, $20, $30 for that you got bought down the street at that one place. I will not say them because I don't need them coming after me. Get something there's a difference between good insurance and just run of the mill stuff. Like the gap is as big as let's not say that. Let's just say a bad burger versus a 5-star dinner, right? Get insurance you don't have to die to use. So that way, if something does happen to you, heart attack, stroke, cancer, hit by a car, even if you don't die, they'll cut you a check to pay your bills. Okay. And even if nothing happens to you, get a plan that just builds interest, isn't connected to the downside of the market the same way your 401k is. So every day you wake up, the market just crashed. And you're like, I lost 20 grand. I lost 5 grand. How long are you going to do this roller coaster and hope your money is there when you retire?
Right.
Think about not just yourself, but think about the anxiety that you're going to be putting on your kids when they go sign up for their 401k. That's also a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Right. So educate yourself on not only just living benefits, but annuities, indexing funds. And if you need to get a hold of us, I am under Samaj the Poet on IG. We are under Change the Conversation 2023 on IG as well. I don't know what my TikTok is, but it's great. You should find it.
Is it on your link tree?
Do we have a link tree, babe? No, we don't have a link tree. We're getting a link tree
tomorrow.
We have a website, but we're in the middle of like really putting a lot of systems in place. That's really cool. But you can find me on IG. I'm not going to drop my whole number here, but get in contact with her. She'll get you in contact with us.
Yeah, right? You can check the links under the videos. That'll guide you there.
Yeah, and if you're looking to make some just extra money, we would be happy to sit down and just show you what we do. There is a lot of money in the financial industry. Again, I am pitching for you to change your life. You don't have to, but just know that that door is open for you if you are interested in seeing, how we help people while making money at the same time. So that's all I gotta say. Oh, and put God first. I should have said that first. Sorry, everybody. Put God first. Right? Go to church. Start seeking Him.
Yeah.
And then message Porsha
No. Message me first.
Okay, yeah. Message her first.
He gonna help you get there anyway.
Yeah.
Naturally, when you're in connection with people who are in connection, you're gonna get connected for sure. It becomes that way for sure. I don't. One of the things I don't want people to ever feel like they have to be perfect to go to Christ. You come as you are, where you are. Amen. And the rest will happen along the way.
Yes.
Okay.
Come as you are. Don't wait to be perfect to walk in.
Don't stay where you are.
Don't stay where you are.
That's the only thing.
I love that. Yeah. You heard it.
Yeah.
Do what she says.
Oh my God. This has been such a wonderful conversation with you, James. Samaj the Poet on IG.
Yes.
Find him. Look him up.
Yeah.
Bottom of the video. Yes. Click those links.
Yes.
Connect and change the conversation.
Change the conversation.
Thank you. This has been another wonderful episode of Porsha's Queen the Podcast.